everyone. Finally, I'm able to show you my complete radio collection. This is the final cut for it, and I'm not going to be collecting because I think I have everything that I need. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, first things first, let's get into these radios right here. This is the Prunus right here that I have. The J166, always set to KWO35.
Residents are urged to exercise caution if handling any potential ignition source, including machinery, cigarettes, and matches.
Okay, there we go. Sony ICF P26.
It's news time 12:49. The second of the two Tennessee lawmakers thrown out of the state's House of Representatives last week swore.
Always set onto AM, well, the AM 1010 simulcast of 92.3 FM. Here's Sangean SR35.
Out those.
That's so weird. Normally that has the signal of WKJY on. I guess for this weird instance, the DSP tuner didn't want to budge. Excuse me. That's what happens during allergy season. Here's the Redicus PR15.
West winds 10 to 15 miles
That's also
per hour.
set to
Friday,
KWO35. Okay. Another radio right here, my Midland WR120. This is also set to KWO35.
Saturday, mostly cloudy. A chance of showers in the morning.
I just want to hear this for a
Showers likely
second.
with a slight chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon. Cooler with highs in the upper 60s. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain 60%.
Oof, yeah, definitely. Rain is coming. Okay. Next up, let's discuss Mr. Timex. Never really got into it fully, so this is Mr. Timex right here. And I've had this radio now for I think about 2 years, if I'm correct, because I had another alarm clock that went out on me. So this is always set to 92.3 FM.
On ongoing construction of both inbound levels in the right lane.
Right
Outbound
here.
levels both have right lane.
Now it has 2 alarms. You can program for the buzzer or the radio. In this case, I like the radio. This has an aux in port. Midland also has an aux, but that's going out to another speaker, which I don't prefer that. What I like to do if I want to mostly listen to KWO35, even though that's not my preferred station, is use my Uniden Bearcat scanner. And right here, we have what I like to call the Joyjung Sony boombox. And if he knows who he is if he's watching this video, but I call it the Joyjung Sony boombox. And I was very appreciative when I got this gift from him because I was looking for an external speaker to use, and you've seen this boombox before when I've done my test in the studio before for Weekly Required. Here is my Amazon speaker. Of course, it has the A word, which we're not going to say it because it'll trigger something. I have a different command word, which I'm not going to say. So, yeah. All right, let's go up here and let's discuss a couple other radios we got. This is the Prunus. Another Prunus I got here. J401 AM FM shortwave radio recorder / MP3 player. Texan PL310. I was debating if I was going to get another similar radio with AM bandwidth control, but after discussing it with my parents, I was like, no, we don't need another radio like that in the studio with everything cluttered up here. So So they already knew about my Sangean I got for my birthday last year. This HD radio right here. So mostly this is like an emergency radio if power goes out and I want to listen to Country 94.7's HD2 signal for a little while. So there's that. Go into what this remote is for in just a second. Then we got one of my most recent radios here, which we're going to get into. This is the Lijani. This is model 218WB. So yeah, the HD radio I got here is the, I think this is the HDR14. The print's been faded in the back because I've had this since November of last year. Alright, so now we're going to get into 4 more radios in my collection. This is the HDI audio, which is programmed to 106.7 WLTW FM. I'm debating if I'm going to put it on an AM station in the future. Maybe if the, maybe during the baseball season I'll switch around between AM 660 and WCBS 880 back and forth between the Yankees and the Mets. And now we're going to get into why this is like a main radio for me. So this is the Insignia NS HD01. Now, I've had this radio for a very long time. In fact, even before I was on YouTube, I've had this radio. And my father got it for me. And, mostly I like to use it when I'm in the New York City area, particularly when I know I can listen to New York Country 94.7 with a decent signal. So, really depends if I'm in the car like Hobby Man is, and he usually uses an HD radio like this, but he has a different model from what I've seen. Okay, so now let's get into the CC Pocket. So you may be wondering, why is this on top of my windowsill? Well, I'll go into the main reason right now is we're going to power this on. Here we go.
Lows around 50. Chance of rain 70%. Monday, mostly cloudy with showers.
So as you just heard, that's KZC31 from Sussex County, New Jersey, and it comes in pretty decent in my area with this setup, as you just see here. And then we're going to get into the last 2 radios in my collection. So I do have 2 Texans in this collection. This is the Texan ICR 110 AM FM MP3 / radio recorder. Very sensitive radio, and most cases I'll use this to pick up WEBE signal from Connecticut, which I think this is the best radio to do it. It's very sensitive. The most sensitive out of all the radios in my collection in terms of FM. I would say the next sensitive after that, besides the Joy-Jung boombox. Let's get into the other 2 radios here. So this is my other Sony boombox that I keep plugged in at night, because this has a remote, as you see here, and I like to, have that. So, like fiddling around with the presets. It does have a CD player, it does have the old-fashioned tape player, but mostly I have the wire attached since the antenna setup's not the best. So, yes, let me put my remote away. And then last but not least, the Sangean CO100. And main station I have on this, and it's because of this complicated antenna wire setup I got here, is the main country station in my area. It's still on FM. Yeah, it's staticky right now, but I can fix that. Alright. So there you have it. All the radios in my collection pretty much. So I hope you enjoyed this brief video, everyone.